Hey, what's up, folks? Today I'm going to give you a tutorial based on using podcasts from iTunes as inspirational ideas, as well as taking a few samples from them. I will also be doing some more tutorials at some point based on a deep house track, but I want to try and do a few different tutorials based on other aspects in terms of music production. So I've got a little idea laid down. This is just a standard kick drum, hi-hat and clap. I'll give you a little sample. Basically what it sounds like. I'm also going to import a few sounds that we've taken from a podcast into the ESX sampler machine, so you can play them across your keyboard as well. So let's get straight into it. Now I'm going to import a podcast which I love. I'm getting addicted to these ones. I'll also see if I can find it on iTunes for you as well very quickly. iTunes Store. It's Deep House Podcasts. See what it comes up with. As soon as I recognise them, I'll show you. Podcasts, here we are. Here we are. It's these ones. This is what the cover looks like. And these are all the podcasts. So that's what they are. Let's drag one of them in. What's this one? I dragged the top one in, I think. Right. Now, I've already discovered what BPM they are at. Sorry, it's 124. So let's have a little play through and see what we can get from these. I'm just going to solo this. Deep house stuff. Right, well, to start off with, I quite liked the little sound that started off the mix, which is this one little bit here. The trouble is, it only goes on for 3 bars, which is quite annoying for me, really. If you're going to have arrangement for things, it looks a bit odd having a block which goes on for 3 bars. It's little things like this annoy me. Yeah, I like that pad, so let's take that apart. I'm also going to import it into the sampler machine. So, edit. It's just a case of dragging and dropping now. Click the cross, save, deep house head podcast. Right, let's just test it out, see if it works across my keyboard. Yeah, it works good. Right, let's have a little play around. I'm going to go up an octave and see what sounds we can get. Let's go down an octave to get more deeper vibe. Let's try and record something like that in there. So, get rid of that. Let's try again. Right, for some reason it's not working properly. Wanted it to do 4 bars. Let's get rid of that because that's boring. That's bothering me. So right, so that one will go down here. It's just a bit of editing. Maybe if that one goes on for a bit longer, shorten that top one. For fuck's sake. Drop that one down. Yeah, let's play it with the beats and see how it sounds. Let's mute the podcast as well. Yeah, so you see, this is what I'm talking about with podcasts. They do provide quite good inspirational ideas. So let's move on a bit more. Just going to mute that. See what other sounds we can get from this. I quite like that vocal before that beat drops in. I think it comes in. I think it comes in about there. Yeah, about there. So let's pardon me. I'm going to do a low cut on this, I think, and then just keep the vocal standing out more. So let's get scissors again. This is what I'm talking about as well. You can save yourself 20 to 30 quid on sample packs. Just flick for a few podcasts and see what kind of sounds you can get. Right, so let's try to think for a minute. Edit. Right, so let's drag that one in there. Let's call that deep vocal. Obviously it's going to have the pads sound with it as well, but obviously if you just want the vocal, do a low cut, you will still hear the pads, but with a few tweaks and stuff it should be sorted. So let's have a little play around with the vocal. Oh, that's why it's not working. Yeah. So let's EQ the low end of that out. So let's put a bit of reverb and delay on this as well, see what we can get from this. A bit of reverb as well, Space Designer. For an atmospheric type vibe in one of your tracks, it would sound quite good. Let's put it in the mix with the beats that I've laid down as well and see what we can achieve. Right, so let's mute that part as well. So let's load up the sampler machine again. Come down to the thing we've imported. Should be in there somewhere. Here we are, deep vocal. I think this is it. Need to solo that as well. Yeah. Right. Okay. EQ. Just going to do a few little adjustments. Tape delay. Right. Actually, I might actually cut out a lot of the low end and raise this part up a bit. Let's just have a little play around. to be quite atmospheric, so I'm going to apply quite a bit of delay. Just turn it up full. Bear with me, I've just recently downloaded Mountain Lion. A bit more delay actually will do. Let's take off the Space Designer and put on Platinum Verb and turn the wet up quite high. That's it. I want it to be a long tail of reverb and delay. So let's put the delay on again and see what we can get from this. Right. Let's find somewhere in the mix where a vocal would normally come into. Let's make an arrangement a little bit as well. So these tutorials as well, what I want to try and do as well are cross between producing and also what you're seeing now. So you'll get a bit of all sorts from them hopefully. Also to give you guys an idea as well of how you can do all this. So let's have a listen. Let's change this. Wait, that was a vocal as well, wasn't it? Bear with me a second. I'm just going to sort this out so I don't get too muddled up. Then software instrument. Load that up. Listen. Yes, it. Right. So. Yeah, just something like that I think would sound good. So let's side it. Yep. Let's delete that part. That's what I want to try and get out of these tutorials as well, to also show you a bit of producing as well as ideas and stuff, so hopefully you might be getting something from this. Right, so listen now. Turn the volume down, might EQ it a little bit actually as well, just so it doesn't make the mix sound messy. Just put more on. I don't want it to be too rapid. Yeah, so something like that, really. Very progressive and also quite deep as well. Let's have a look what else there is. Where's the glue tool? There it is. Alright, so let's solo this. Skip on a little bit. We've all heard this part. That's where we went before. Quite like those vocals. They're quite dreamy sounding. I quite like that. I think if I chopped up a small section of that, that would sound good as a pad. So let's have a flip through. I don't want to put the part where the vocal ends. Still hear a little bit of reverb. Yeah, I quite like that. I might take a small section of that and import it into the ESX sampler machine. So let's import the ESX one again. So edit. So let's think about what we can call this. Trying to think of a name. Let's call this looped pad. Alright, so let's have a little play around. That might sound interesting. Let's record something like that in there. Oops. Beats. Right. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to sort that out. sounds interesting. I like that. So let's a bit of reverb to it as well to make it sound like it goes on for a bit longer. Let's put a bit of attack to it as well. EQ it as well, see how it sounds. I'll put a bit of sidechain on it as well. I don't want to go too rapid on that though. See how it stands out. Put it up to about 10. And then, trying to think. No, I'm doing it wrong actually. No send needs to go on the beat. The sidechain. Right, then we come down here, add a compressor. +1 peak. Turn this down a bit. So listen now. Just want to loop that part though. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Got a few little ideas laid down. Let's go back to the podcast and see what else we can get from it. Alright, so let's skip on a bit more to where we got before. Oh yeah, I like that. That would be brilliant as another pad. Quite a good few textures in this. It's got a vinyl crack on it as well, which I like. You know, I'm taking that. And don't forget, guys. I mean, you know, using things like podcasts really does help you out with your producing. It's like just a little thing like this, I think would sound good as a pad. Right. Let's open up another ESX24. Solo it. Right, so we're going to import that in. Right. I've got so many pads on this thing, it's unbelievable. Need to call it a name. That's the trouble, I don't want to confuse with everything else. We'll call this, I don't know, old school pad. Right, so let's have a little play on the keyboard. And the good thing about putting it onto the keyboard and putting it into this and then having it on the keyboard is there's keys on here which says octave. You can go higher, which will go higher in pitch, like that, or you can go lower. I prefer going lower, to be honest. Let's record something like that in there. Oh, wait a minute. That's why it's not working properly. I've got that looped. Let's delete that. Go back to the beginning. Right, that's not perfect, but I'm going to do a bit of editing to that. So. Trouble is, that goes too soon, I think, 'cause it's a sample. Just need to take down a bit more and release up a bit more. Right, let's also EQ that a little bit. Might put a bit of sidechain on that actually, see how that sounds. So listen. Oh yeah, I need to put the kick on. Yeah, I quite like that. That sounds good. Let's go back to the podcast and see what other things we can get from it. Right, so let's go back to the that's a good hi-hat, so the only problem is though about the pad. Yeah, I think I'll leave that one actually. Let's have a little flick through again. Quite like those little plucky sounds. So it's go back to that. Let's chop off a part of that. So I quite like those sounds. No, there's too much sounds in that. I'm going to scrap that. Alright, let's go back to the podcast and let's tell you what I'll do. There's quite good sounds in there. Quite like the sounds in here. Quite like the little kick sounds in there. Some little flick through that part. Yeah, quite like that kick, so I might import that into the ESX24. Instrument D1. Let's have a little play. Might layer that with the kicks that I've already got, just as a sort of a high-end type kick. See what we can get. Something like that. Alright, let's edit that. Right. Right, so let's play this one with the kick drums that I've already got. Just need to come in a bit more and right, let's play it now, see what it sounds like. Yeah, I think that sounds good as a texture with the other kick that we've got down. I don't think there's many more things that I can cover in this. I think you've pretty much heard everything in this podcast, so I might end it here. I'll go through quickly and see what else there is, and then I'll end it there. Let's go to the end of the podcast. Yeah, I don't think there's much else that I can do with this, actually. I think you've pretty much heard everything on this. So I'm going to end it here. I'll do some more tutorials another time. But hopefully you've learned a few things from this. So yeah, import a few podcasts from iTunes into Logic. Have a little flick through, see what kind of sounds you think sound interesting, and then incorporate them with your own productions. But yeah, that's it for now, and I shall speak to you guys later. Cheers, guys.